Mike Callahan here. Want to make a quick video about employee onboarding and hiring. Right now, labor is the biggest issue in the service industry. And my question to you is, are you making this fatal mistake? Well, we've got the big guys and girls out in the hiring world right now, your Walmarts, fast food joints, McDonald's, Arby's. They're offering anywhere from 18 to 25 bucks an hour with sign-on bonuses, depending on the industry. But saw as early as of yesterday, Walmart offering up to $25 for people to stock the shelves. Arby's offering a $500 or $600 sign-on bonus. So how is the service industry going to compete with uh, the big guys and girls of industry and out in hiring? Well, there's a couple things that I think that are essential for this right now. First of all, is we need to go out and be recruiting 2 to 3 times a week for every position in the company. We need to be stacking that virtual bench. We need to have our applications in English and Spanish. And in addition, once we go out and actually get these employees in here, the biggest mistake that I think just about everybody in the service industry is guilty of is the first impression is the lasting impression. So, folks, we are at the mercy of the employees right now, far as if they leave, there's ample places they can go right now. So I think it is key that your first impression for a new hire needs to be the right impression. And I think this is where the service industry definitely falls short. I know in the early days we did, especially in my company. So what we need to do and start avoid doing is the onboarding process. So the way we tackle it in the SimpleGrowth automations system, and I'm going to kind of lift the hood of how we do it. So if you're building this yourself, this is how I'd recommend doing it. We need an online application that's in English and Spanish. The Spanish version probably should be street Spanish because it's going to convert better. That's something we've seen with hundreds of companies using this. Next thing, as soon as they actually get into that, it assigns it to someone in the office to pre-qualify the candidate. So if they meet a certain criteria, they get an interview via Zoom or in person. There's going to be some standardized questioning in there, at least 4 to 5 standard questions we ask every applicant. And what we're going to do is create an unbiased way to rank the applicant. And as we're building that virtual bench, going out and interviewing at least 3 times a week for every position in the business, we're going to create a qualified database. So A candidate maybe or B candidate with or without a license. So what we can do is go back into our software of choice and take a look at it and be able to see how many applicants are A levels and how many people are B levels. And we can go from that database and go in and pull that out. But if you're looking for employees when you need them, it's too late. So we need to create that qualified database of applicants. So now once we've actually gone out and hired them, this is where I think the biggest mistake most service businesses are making. We need to make the first impression perfect. So by going in and automating and standardizing it, it is the same standardized procedure no matter who is doing it. So if the business owner, the manager isn't there, it doesn't matter. It's the same process. But what we're going to do in our automations, and this is how I recommend you copy it, is we have an initial email or text message goes out and welcomes them, introduces them to our core values. We talk about what's expected. In addition, we have all our tax documents. So all the different documents you need for taxes are in there. So during that process, we have a 3-step accountability process. So if the new applicant doesn't fill out their tax documents to get paid in the first 3 attempts, then that's an issue. Maybe they need some help and we'll be there to help them. But if we're going to go out and hire, even in a tight labor market, we got to make sure that they're able to follow through certain things with a deadline and have accountability and they're not just going through the motions. So we want to have the tax documents and everything else that they need as far as their employment contract and their non-solicitor, basically non-compete, all automated with deadlines. The next thing we're doing is diving in and getting that acclamation or welcome email to them, introducing the culture, mission, vision, values, and we're going to have some additional training around the core values, and we can track that through the automation. Now, the final part is the day before week and the week before work, depending on how quick we're hiring them, we're going to go in and let them know what's expected, where to show up, anything they may need, maybe a driver's abstract that we require for some of the drive, and we're going to reimburse them on their first day of work. And then we're going to set the tone what that first week looks like and set some expectations. So yes, we can play with the big guys and girls hiring, the Walmarts, the fast food joints, because we are going to create a standardized system that creates a great first impression and shows the strength of the businesses I know you all have. But unfortunately, a lot of us aren't showing our best foot forward in the hiring process. We're scrambling, trying to get people in the field. So we need to go in and get those tax documents, the employment documents automated with accountability for who is supposed to get them in. So what should happen always happens about the business owner. And then we want to acclimate and welcome the new employee. Let's make a big deal of it. Maybe we have a special gift bag or something when they show up for work. If not anything else, definitely in lawn care and home cleaning, we should have our PPE, our personal protective equipment, and all the things in uniforms lined up and ready for them. Biggest thing I see in the lawn care industry is a new employee will show up. There's no ear protection. There's no eye protection. Like, what kind of example or what kind of first impression are you setting? We need to change this in the service industry. We want to compete with the different franchises and different people hiring that we're competing with big dollars right now. So once we've automated that process, the next part is we want to take them on through an online video training series, almost like a franchise. This is what we did in my company. So we had online video training for every position or every job we did in the field. So lawn mowing, weed whacking, bush trimming, with testing and accountability. So we had an online automated video system for the field staff as well as the office staff. So if any of this sounds interesting, you're like, Mike, this is way too much. It's mid-season. I don't have time to do this. The good news is SimpleGrowth has a turnkey solution already built with office video training for Service Autopilot and some other softwares as well. The field videos we do not have, but we can give you best practice. And when you get those, we can upload this, automate your business. But the idea is if you want to be an absentee owner or be able to sell your business like a franchise. So the day I sold my business, I signed, I never went back. I literally handed over everything that was automated that did not involve me. So big thing here is, folks, we need to go out and stack the virtual bench, interview at least 3 times a week for every position. We need to create a database that's segmented that we can search. So when we need the person, we have qualified applicants. Then we're going to welcome them. We're going to wow them. And we're going to set an automated process for tax documents and employment documents that that we've got for the employment contracts and the non-solicit or non-compete, depending on the state you're in. And we're going to acclimate them, welcome what to expect, and reminders along the way. Hey, we're going to require you to wear certain things for your uniform, steel-toe boots. We're going to provide the PPE. And then let's create an automated process so whoever's responsible at the office follows through on that and creates that first impression that lasts and ties them into the great companies I know we all have. So comments or questions, drop them below. If this sounds like, hey, Mike, I just don't have the time to do this, but I need this given the labor market, drop me a private message. We already have this built out, fully automated on Service Autopilot, as well as some other softwares as well. So Callahan's Corner, US questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook.